He's gone to a better world. Did he peacefully?
Oh, quite peacefully, ma'am. You couldn't tell when the breath went out of him. He had a beautiful death, God be praised.
And everything?
Father O'Rourke was with him Tuesday, and anointed him and prepared him and all.
He knew then.
He was quite resigned.
He looks quite resigned.
That's what the woman we had in to wash him said. She said he looked just as if he was asleep. He looked that peaceful and resigned. No one would think that he'd made such a beautiful corpse.
Yes, indeed. Well, Miss Flynn, at any rate, it must be a great comfort to you to know that you did all you could for him. You were both very kind to him, I must say.
Ah, poor James. God knows we'd done all we could. As poor as we are, we wouldn't see him want anything while he was in it.
And there's poor Nanny.
There, poor Nanny. She's all wore out. All the work we had, she and me getting him a woman to wash him, and then laying him out, then the coffin, then the arranging about the mass in the chapel. Only for Father O'Rourke, I didn't know what we'd have done at all. It was him brought us all, them flowers and them 2 candlesticks out of the chapel, and wrote out the notice for Freeman's General, and took charge of all the papers for the cemetery and poor James's insurance.
Wasn't that good of him?
Ah, there's no friends like old friends. When all is said and done, no friends that a body can trust.
Indeed, that's true, and I'm sure now that he's gone to his eternal reward, he won't forget you and all you've done, and your kindness to him.
Ah, poor James. It was no great trouble to us. We won't hear him in the house anymore. Still, I know he's gone to all that.
It's when it's all over that you'll miss him.
I know that. I won't be bringing him in his cup of beef tea anymore, nor you, ma'am, sending him in his snuff. Ah, poor James. Mind you, I noticed there was something queer coming over him lately. Whenever eyes bring in his soup to him, their eyes find him in his Beverly, falling to the floor, lying back in the chair with his mouth open. But still, and all he kept saying, that before the summer was out, he'd go for a drive just one fine day, just to see the old house again, where we were all born in Irishtown, and take me and Nanny with him. If we could only get one of those newfangled carriages that make no noise, that Father O'Rourke told him about, with one of them rheumatic wheels. For cheap, he said, out of Johnny Rush's over the way, there and drive out, the 3 of us, together, on a Sunday evening. He had his mind set on that. Poor James.
Lord have mercy on his soul.
He was too scrupulous always. The duties of the priesthood were too much for him. And then his life was, you might say, crossed.
Yes, he was a disappointed man. You could see that.
It was that chalice he broke, though that was the beginning of it. Of course, they say it was all right, that it contained nothing, I mean. But still, they say it was the boy's fault. But poor James, he was so nervous. God be merciful to him.
And that was it? I heard something.
That affected his mind. After that, he began to mope by himself, talking to no one, and wandering about by himself. So one night, he was wanted for to go on a call, and they couldn't find him anywhere. They looked high up and low down, and still they couldn't see a sight of him anywhere. So then the clerk suggested to try the chapel. So then they got the keys and opened the chapel, and the clerk and his father, and Father O'Rourke, and another priest, that they brought in the light to look for him. And what do you think but there was, sitting up by himself in the dark, in his confession, with his confession box wide open, and laughing softly to himself. So then, of course, when they saw that, that made them think that there was something gone wrong with him.